In ancient times, the Gurkha army of Nepal, they used to chop people with it and chop wood with it.
Oh.
And it never goes blunt.
It's like a really close piece.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Zombie Podcast.
This podcast is hosted by my dear friend Erik from the West
and Adwit from the East.
In this podcast, we will be talking about zombies and zombie-related topics. We are doing this because we want to help you fight and survive in the zombie apocalypse.
Exactly. And today we're going to talk about ancient weapons. So which ancient weapon would you choose to have as your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse?
This is for all our viewers who are more into the action part of the zombie movies, who are more into the cutting and killing of the zombies.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And this has to be an ancient weapon, so it cannot be a gun. It cannot even be a baseball bat, because baseball bat is not ancient, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so ancient is the shit.
Yeah, ancient is the shit.
Okay, so let me start with one very obvious choice, which would be the saber. Do you know the saber?
Oh yeah, saber is that European kind of long, curved sword with a handle.
Although I don't think it's European originally. I think it's Middle Eastern, but this is just a hunch. I don't know who made saber first.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why they made saber though?
No, why?
Because if you have a saber and you're against a straight sword, yeah, you can lock when you clash with the sword. Mm-hmm. You can, with a really twisty kind of cunning move, lock the other guy's sword and kind of like tilt your saber, and the other guy has to let go of his sword.
Oh, okay.
You know, right?
Okay, yeah.
And when you cut with the saber, it will be more smooth. There's less chance that the saber gets stuck in anything.
Yeah, and I think sabers, because they are curved by nature, it's really hard to slice off things.
Yeah.
Because of the curved nature. Like, for example, with a straight sword, like the European classic sword, it's okay to stab, but slashing something, it's pretty hard because it gets stuck. But with saber, it might not be that easy to stab
anything.
Because you can't stab
with
anything,
the saber.
But with cutting or decapitating zombies, it's going to be super fucking easy, like slicing butter. You know what I mean?
Downside of a saber would be though that I think the sword, any sword, saber or any sword, it gets kind of like a blunt after a while. Yeah. Like not even a long while. I heard even with a katana, you have to sharpen it after, like 3-4 kills. Yeah,
that's what I heard as well, because there's a danger of breaking as well, if you don't sharpen it enough. But the thing is, with the saber, if it is a Middle Eastern saber, let's say, there's more chance of that saber being made by Damascus steel. Do you know what Damascus steel is?
No.
Damascus steel is apparently the best kind of steel alloy that we have ever managed to make, and the techniques are completely lost. So
really?
Yeah, no one else can make Damascus steel anymore.
Oh, really?
Because all the swords were made in Damascus, and they had this
in Middle East.
In the Middle East, Damascus.
Wow.
They were made in such a way that it's the toughest steel ever.
Even tougher than katana, you mean?
Yes, even katanas, I think their strength is not in the strength of the steel, but rather the sharpness, right?
Yeah.
But Damascus steel was in the durability of the sword.
Yeah.
It went blunt, but really late.
How about katana, though? Would you use katana in a zombie?
Katana is like obvious choice,
Yeah.
Like, most people don't know this, but we have to learn a lot of different things if you want to own a katana, like sharpening a sword. You have to get in the habit of that. You can't just be like Michonne in The Walking Dead.
No,
you can just slice. You can't actually slice a person from the middle of their head.
No.
From the neck, it might be possible. From the head, oh my god, your katana would break.
And Michonne uses katana in one hand, yeah?
Yeah.
You could never slice anything with it. It's heavy fucker, yeah?
It's a very heavy, man. And you'll have to sharpen it every day. Every other day, you'll have to keep sharpening it.
Did I tell you I have 2 katanas?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bought them from China, though. Did I tell you they're illegal in China?
And you bought it in China?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is that katanas are sort of Japanese.
Yeah.
And Japan and China was in a war long time ago. And China, especially in North China, Japanese things are not very popular because of this.
Okay.
Right? And there's a lot of sword shops. And these sword shops, they want to make money, right? But they cannot openly sell katanas. So I bought my 2 katanas like illegally from a sword shop.
Oh, okay.
They gave me these katanas from like under the table.
Okay.
So I paid good money for that. Yeah. And they are not like, I don't know, real katanas. I mean, you could, I never sharpened them. You could probably sharpen them and use them, but I don't think they're like forged by Hattori Hanzo or anything like this. They look real katanas and feel like real katanas. I practiced with them and I learned to use 2 katanas at the same time.
Okay.
But I can tell you from my own experience that it's impossible to use 2 katanas at the same time to kill anything. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
You cannot get enough power there. You can learn to swing them and do all kind of like a fancy kind of shit. That's completely useless. Yeah. Except in a way that it looks cool, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm sure that with the katana, you're gonna have to use more force because it's not a very heavy weapon. You know. Yeah. You're gonna need like a lot of your own force to slice or stab with the katana.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But with an axe or let's say a broad sword, straight sword, which is heavy on its own, you don't have to use a lot of your own power. You can just lift it and let it fall down, let gravity do your work.
Yeah, with the katana, the handle is kind of heavy.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to like look really fucking fancy with 2 katanas, you can do that and spin around and spin the swords around and look like really cool because the handles are heavy and just from the momentum of the handles you can spin them around. But I would still say if you really want to do some, I couldn't kill anybody with katana. I never trained that. I just trained this looking cool kind of part with 2 katanas, right? And I saw people training that and they were using katanas. Of course you have to use only 1 katana with both hands and the moves are really simple. They're not like spinning kind of fucking fancy moves like Kill Bill kind of stuff at all. The moves are like 1 move and that's it.
Okay.
Like I think based on what I saw when people practice with katanas, that the samurai battles were like, okay, so that 2 guys were facing each other and both of them were made only 1 move during the battle.
Oh, okay.
And you know whose move was better won the other guy.
Oh, all right. So, even in karate, which also originated in Japan, also like focus on 1 hit, 1 kill kind of a move, you know? So they just trained 1 punch continuously until their punch was so hard that they could kill a bull, you know? Figuratively speaking, yeah? But it's quite useless against a boxer, you know?
I don't know, man.
It's like saying, you know, you try to chop off a tree slowly, little by little, you know, by cutting chunks of the tree little by little, or you try to cut off a tree with 1 swing, you know?
I don't agree with you. I think you don't have too many possibilities of this swing. You know, like zombies are not boxers, right?
No.
If you attack the zombies and you need some weapon that you need multiple hits, I think you're fucked. Yeah. And I would also say, I don't know, I haven't been in a battle with a samurai, right?
Yeah.
Or with a zombie, but theoretically speaking. I would say like against the samurai also it would be better to have 1 effective move than a fuckload of ineffective moves.
True. You'll be saving a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And also I read somewhere that if you don't know how to use or wield the samurai sword properly, you'll probably end up injuring yourself. So in the zombie apocalypse, you are seen with a samurai sword with maybe 2 samurai swords. You know, people will think that you know maybe you're actually a badass. You know, maybe they won't mess with you.
Oh yeah, for looks. Yeah. For looks, 2 katanas would be.
And you
really
can just like show them all the moves that you have learned to look cool. You know, and then so that nobody else will mess with you. Because what is the chance of meeting?
But if there's some guy comes who actually understands something about sword fighting, he just looks like, what the fuck is that guy doing? And just like piece of shit out of me.
But what are the chances of that happening? Until that time, you know, you can look pretty cool and be like the leader of, you know, certain area.
Like spinning 2 katanas, right?
Yeah.
I think another weapon though, you know turtles, right?
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. There's this Raffaello who has a red bandana. Yeah. What are the daggers that he's using?
The pointy ones, with the long, like, protective handles or something.
Yeah.
It's called a sai
dagger,
right?
Right?
Sai dagger, yeah.
Those would be pretty fucking badass, you know?
Yeah. They would be. Actually, they'd be protecting your wrists and your hands so that the zombies don't bite you.
Yeah.
And if there's another sword fighter that you have to fight and you don't know how to fight properly, I think you'd be pretty much in an advantage, you know, because the sword the other person would swing the sword. You can just, you know, hold your side daggers like this, and the handles of the side daggers are such that it's shaped in a U shape around the blade, and then if the other guy's blade is caught in those U-shaped thingies, you can just spin around your size and he would have to let go of his sword.
Yeah.
That's why they were built like that.
But your wrist has to be really fucking strong to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because when the other guy hits and you block with this U-shaped protector, it's a really heavy blow to your fist. Even though the blade won't come there, but you can feel the hit.
Exactly. You will. But the thing is, you can also like use that U-shaped thingy to trap the other guy's blade when he smashes you, right? And then you can just stab him. Because it's a single-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Meaning you can wield two at once.
Yeah.
You know?
And against zombies it would be really effective.
Oh yeah.
Because they couldn't bite your wrist.
Yeah.
And you could stab.
You would be twice as effective.
Yeah.
Actually. You could kill two zombies at once.
At the same time, yeah. And it would protect your wrists too.
Yeah, and it's made for stabbing, and you won't have to think that much, you know? You won't have to put that much effort because you just, I think, slide in.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to cut anything with those. It's just for stabbing.
Yeah.
But against zombies would be really effective.
Yeah, I think that's like the most effective way to kill a zombie, just stabbing, you know, in their head.
Yeah, or eye. It wouldn't have to be even too sharp to stab.
No.
And it would still protect your wrist.
Exactly.
How about this halberd? You know this like a long kind of axe kind of thing. It's like a spear. But instead of the sharp spear end, there's like a little bit axe kind of there.
Okay. Yeah.
They used in medieval Europe, I would say. This some sort of like knights that were not using horses, were using halberd, like medieval European knights, right?
Yeah, they were using that, but it was usually the foot soldiers who didn't who didn't have any horses, and they were supposed to be in the front lines. You know, they were supposed to be with that, and they were pointing it towards the enemy and cutting the enemy from a longer distance.
How about against zombies?
I think one or two zombies, it might be easy, but against a horde of zombies, it might be,
Yeah, man. And even if there would be like more than two zombies, you could get the zombies from a distance with a halberd, right? But it could get stuck in the fucking zombie's head, and the other zombie could catch you.
It uses so much effort.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's really effective from a long distance.
Yeah. What about cutting trees? I don't know. Can that axe halberd used to be cut trees?
Well, I suppose it can, because it's an axe anyway, right?
It's more useful at cutting trees or wood than a sword.
Yeah, definitely. If you have to choose between a sword and a halberd, just for like to survive, you could cut wood with the halberd and some zombie skulls while at it. But do you know the Chinese version of halberd though? Guangdao halberd.
Oh yeah, that is so fucking cool. That weapon is like my ultimate like fantasy weapon.
Can you tell me about it?
Well, it's kind of like a spear, but instead of the spear's pointy end, it's got a short, like a sword. You know, it's curved, a short sword.
That one. It's thin, right?
It's pretty thin. It's very good at slicing, and at the other end, there's a kind of a spear.
Yeah. So you can slice zombies
and
from distance. Yeah. In front of you. Yeah. And stab zombies that are coming from behind you.
That Guangdao halberd would be more useful than the European halberd.
Oh yeah.
Because there's already like kung fu based on it, you know. There's actually techniques to use it properly, you know, to keep away from the people, you know, to keep your distance from people. Yeah. And it can be used like that,
but you need a fuckload of space to use that kind of weapon against zombies.
Well,
if you're stuck in an alley or something, you would be fucked with that.
That's true. You can't use that in an alley. No.
Especially this fucking European halberd. Yeah. With this Guangdao halberd, at least you could stab with the other end that is like a spear. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Another way to use it more effectively is I can dip the blade of the halberd, the Guangdao halberd, in kerosene. I can just light it on fire. I just kill the zombies.
Especially if the zombies are afraid of fire, right?
Yeah. Some zombies might be afraid of fire.
Yeah, some sort of zombies are. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. But instead of a Guangdao halberd or a European halberd, I think I would just choose a javelin.
Javelin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like a spear, you know? Yeah. Especially if you, like in a Walking Dead, they're in a prison, right? Yeah. And there's this fence. Mm-hmm. Exactly like they do there, because zombies don't understand this fence. They just come to the fence and try to catch you, but they cannot because it's fence. Yeah. But if there are too many zombies on the fence would just fall and they all would like eat you alive, right? Yeah. So if they're stuck in this fence with a javelin, you could stick them, stab them through the fence holes, right? Yeah. And you would be completely safe.
True. You know what I would use a javelin for?
Yeah.
Let's say, I'm in a zombie apocalypse, and there's this other group of people, other groups of human beings which have more food than my group. Yeah. You know what the fuck I would do? I would just light the javelin on fire, and I'll just throw the javelin in their bases from really far distance, and I would use it to burn their bases.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, at the nights, yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of javelin throwers in this world, you know?
Yeah,
if you could meet one, they can throw javelin like really fucking far.
Exactly. I could make a couple of, because they're makeable, you know? You can make them. Actually, you can make javelins, you know.
Yeah, and if you would start with one javelin, and if you lose it, you can make another one. If you have learned to use this javelin,
I would make a couple of more javelins, light them on fire, and then throw it on my enemy's bases, you know, to light them on fire.
But for close-up fights, javelin wouldn't be effective. What would be more effective, though?
Maybe, only with a fence. I can only imagine with a fence. Close-up fight, I think a sword is so much better.
Yeah, how about nunchucks?
Nunchucks, you have to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah, you have to be really fucking trained for use nunchucks.
Yeah.
And I think nunchucks against zombies wouldn't be very effective.
Yeah.
Because you cannot do anything except like hit them hard enough in the head.
Yeah. And if you hit them too hard and you're not that skilled, you just end up hitting yourself from the...
Yeah, you know. You have to practice really seriously.
Yeah.
For close-up, I would choose a mace. You know mace, right?
What is mace?
Mace is like a metal weapon, or it can be made from wood.
Okay.
But it's like a blunt weapon. Usually it's blunt. You can put something sharp on it. So it's like a stick with a iron ball in the other end of the stick. And it's not too long. It's like ancient kind of like a battle kind of fucking baseball bat, you know?
Okay.
There's maces that you can even use with one hand.
The ball with the spikes, you mean?
Some of the balls have spikes, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the point of the mace. It's a blunt weapon.
Oh yeah.
But you could make it sharp, right?
Yeah.
I think in the movie, series called Z Nation.
Z Nation.
Yeah. The girl has some sort of mace.
Oh.
You know, which has spikes.
Yeah.
I think that's called a mace, right?
Okay.
So for close-up distances, especially if you would have something to shield your left hand with, I would choose a mace.
Definitely. And it's so easy to use. You know, you'll have to learn basically no skills at all to use that, you know. So another weapon I have is Sansetsukon. Do you know what
the fuck is that?
Sansetsukon is basically like a nunchucks, but a longer version of nunchucks, but with 3 sticks.
Oh, man. Sounds like you have to be like fucking triple Bruce Lee to be able to use them.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sansetsukon, you can just attach a blade at the end and then just like spin around, you know. It's so easy to maintain your distance, even with humans, you know. Because I'm thinking like further in the zombie apocalypse, there are not gonna be any bullets. Yeah. Right? So it's just gonna be a battle of fucking weapons. You know, ancient martial arts and weapons. At that time, Sansetsukon is so fucking effective against humans more than zombies.
But you need your space to use that, right?
You can maintain a distance though. If you're in a big space and you're surrounded by people, you can easily maintain your distance. You know, if you're skilled enough.
You just mentioned kukri, right?
Yeah.
It's a Nepalese weapon, right?
It's a Nepalese
weapon. Can you
weapon.
elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, so kukri is the 18-inch blade, which is pretty much fucking unbreakable.
Yeah, it's a default of 18-inch.
It's a default, 18-inch blade. It's usually of 18-inch, and Nepal Kukri House, I think, builds them. And they have this guarantee that if you manage to break this kukri, they'll send you another one for free.
Oh, really?
So it's really fucking strong.
They used it in some war, right?
Yeah, they used it in some war. And it's a multi-purpose weapon. Because in ancient times, the Gurkha army of Nepal, they used to chop people with it and chop wood with it. And it never goes blunt.
It's like a really close distance.
Yeah, I mean, it goes blunt, but a really fucking long time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like maybe a month after like using it like very vigorously.
So if you would take the kukri, and I would take the halberd, you could take the zombies that are close, and I could take the zombies that are far. And if we would have some friend like Rushant, for example, he could use the crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Because we need somebody with a fucking crossbow.
He could be like a sniper watching from a top, you know? And you would be with a long weapon, I'd be with a short weapon, and any zombie that comes from behind us, Rushant can take care of it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, when we are not dealing with zombies, we could all make arrows for this crossbow that our friend Rushant could shoot from the top.
Exactly. And crossbows are so easy to use, you know? Like bows, on the other hand, you need to be like a skilled archer. But crossbows, you can just like, it's a gun.
Okay. And one more thing, you know, do you know what is caltrops?
No.
Huh?
Is that a medicine?
No, it sounds like a medicine, though,
Yeah.
but it's a weapon. It's a fucking evil weapon, which doesn't need much skill to use either.
Okay.
So if Rushant would cover the really long distance, I would cover the middle distance with a halberd, and you would cover the close distance with kukri. One more guy could cover the caltrops. Caltrops were kind of like... It's like a tripod, really small tripod, like 3 spikes in the ground and 1 spike up, and you can throw like 20 caltrops somewhere, and then they used it in the battles when the army was marching from somewhere, and they just stepped on the caltrops and got their legs fucked.
Fuck.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They stepped on the caltrop and their feet got fucked.
Yeah.
So I think zombies wouldn't get completely fucked because they don't have like pain kind of their threshold for pain is unlimited, but they would slow them down definitely.
It would fuck their legs up, man. They'll have to walk, but they need their legs to walk. If their legs are fucked up, they can't walk anymore.
We could barricade our base with a fuckload of caltrops and then go and execute the zombies with kukris. If there would be an archer there, he could take care of the zombies already from long distance who could surpass the caltrops.
Yes, we would make a good fucking team out of those weapons, man.
How about you guys? What kind of weapon, ancient weapon, would you rather recommend to use in battling the evil zombies?
Thank you for watching this podcast, and please like and subscribe because we are all doing this for you. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you.